Are you struggling with GoHighLevel calendars? Most people think setting them up is confusing and hard. But in this video, I will show you how to set up every kind of calendar, connect them to all your services, set reminders, handle repeat bookings, and even manage everything on the HighLevel mobile app. By the end of this video, your whole calendar system will run perfectly. So to access your calendars, you're gonna come right into the HighLevel sub-account dashboard, and you're gonna come right down to calendars. Now, this is really important because we're gonna go over this in a sec. But to build calendars, it's actually not right here. It's by clicking calendar settings, which then takes us to. This is just going to be a calendar view, which I'm going to walk you through later in the video, so do not worry. But we're going to click calendar settings, and we'll then be brought to a page that looks like this. So in this video, I'm going to go through what every single one of these tabs does. But first, we're going to start with just building a calendar so you can learn exactly how to do that. And that all happens within this tab right here. So before we jump into this entire process, if you have any questions during this video, please drop them in the comments down below because I will be answering them personally. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and click create calendar. The first thing I want to let you know is that if you're a beginner, pay close attention throughout this entire video because we're going to be going over calendars. But if you are a more advanced person, please pay close attention because there's a lot of updates within HighLevel and the calendar interface has changed. So there's a lot for both types of people. So just pay attention. So first things first, we have 6 different kinds of calendars you can pick from. Now, you might freak out and be like, this is super overwhelming. There's so many. They're actually all very similar because once you understand how to do one, they're all built on the same building block. You pretty much know how to do all 6. They just do different things. Okay, so that's just the first thing you know. Once you learn one, you pretty much learn all 6. So first things first, we have personal booking. This is the first kind of calendar. And this schedules one-on-one meetings with a specific team member. Okay, think client meetings, private consultations. The next is a round robin calendar. This distributes appointments among team members in a rotating order. Think sales calls and onboarding sessions. Then we have the class booking calendar, where one host meets with multiple participants. Think webinars, group trainings, and online classes. Then we have collective bookings calendar, which is pretty much the opposite of this because it's one to many and then many to one. So here we have multiple hosts meet with one participant. Think panel interviews, committee reviews, interviewing for a job, stuff like that. Then we have 2 other ones down below here, which is the event calendar, which is for booking physical events with no host association. Okay, think conferences, public seminars, expos. That's like if you're having an in-person event. And then a service booking calendar, which is seamless scheduling for service-based businesses, spa appointments, repair services, consultations, stuff for hair salons. If you're a service-based business, this is what you're most likely going to be using. Okay, very important. For regular booking, you're most likely to use this. Yes, you can use all of these other ones, but these are the most commonly used that I have seen. Okay, so again, we're going to go through one of these, but once you understand the basic building blocks, you'll understand how to build all of them with the little nuances. So all we're going to do now is we're going to click personal booking calendar and it'll be brought to a page that looks like this. So the first step is we're just going to put in our name. So we're going to do Greg's booking calendar. Okay, now here's what's really important. We're then going to be selecting a team member. This is a part where it confuses a lot of people. In order to have a working calendar, you have to have a team member, which is under my staff and under users. So if we click this, I can click Greg's Plumbing Pros, but you may not have anyone there. So let me quickly walk you through this because this is very important. So what you're going to do is you're going to come back to your sub account. You're going to come down to settings and you're going to go to my staff. Now you have to create, a staff member to add on. So follow through very closely because if this is you, it's either going to be you or one of your clients' employees. So we're going to come right into add user. I'm going to put the name. So we'll do Declan and we'll do the wizard. So you put your name in there and then you're just going to put in your email. Okay. Then you can put a phone number if you want, but this is pretty much good. You don't need to select a calendar because we can do that later. So we're just going to click next. You can come in here, give them permission to anything you want in the account. For now, just leave it as is. Then we're going to click save. Now, this is what's really important. We're going to come back here. We're going to refresh the page, and you'll notice it created a personal calendar. Do not worry about this. This isn't the calendar we just created. It just does this by default. But what we're going to do is we're going to come back to new calendar, click personal booking, put Greg's booking calendar in here. Then we're going to select a team member and you'll see I now pop up. So that part is very important. A lot of people go, why can't I select calendars? Why isn't it working? It's because you don't have a team member. And what I just showed you a second ago is how you add team members. So we're just going to click Greg's Plumbing Pros. That's all we're going to do. And then this is just the URL. We're going to leave as is. Then you're going to pick the duration meeting time. So however long you want the meeting to be, put it in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to leave all this the same, and we're not going to click this. We're actually going to go to advanced settings, because if we click this, it's going to stop, it's going to go through, and then we have to go back to advanced setting to customize. This is just a shortcut to save you time, because I want to save you time. So you're going to click advanced settings. Now in advanced settings, this is where you really configure all the small settings to do with said calendar. So first things first, you can put a logo on your calendar. I recommend putting someone's face, okay, if it's like a one-on-one calendar so they can see it, and you would just click this and you either upload it from the system, which is your computer, or the media storage. And this is what it looks like live. This is for the hair salon. It'll show a picture like that or a logo. So that's where it's going to be live if you're wondering where that's going to go. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go down. We're going to leave this as is. You can put a description if you want in here. Groups, we're going to talk about that later, so don't worry about that right now. Leave as is. Then we get to a very important part, which is the meeting location. This is where the meeting happens. So if we click this, it can happen on Zoom, Google Meet, phone call, actual address. You can ask the booker time of, or it can be a Microsoft Teams or a custom one, which you can add all kinds of stuff. But in order to add it, say if you click Zoom, it's going to say no user connected to their Zoom account. Later in the video, I walk you through how to set up Zoom, Google Calendar, all stuff. So don't worry, that's just in the next part. But once you have that set up, that's then where this is going to work. So don't worry about this, guys. I'm going to walk you through how these get connected, because that's in a later part, but you'll just click them and it'll go through. And then from there, it'll be exactly where you want the meeting to be, and then you're good to go. So then we're going to click save, and then we get brought to the fine tuning of the calendar timing. This part is very important for the way you want it. So first things first, we have to pick the booking availability. So this is when you're available. So we'll come right in here and we can edit when you're available. So we're just going to click edit, and we're going to click edit this schedule. From here, you can come in, you can just toggle these on or off, or click the delete button. That'll turn off a day. And you just pick the exact time you're open, whenever that may be, then you're good to go. And you can go through every day of the week and set the exact times you are open. This is where you're going to do that. So you just go through and put your exact times in, then click save. Now, this is really important, okay, because some of you guys might be thinking right now, this looks different than what I have on my computer. It's because these are some of the updates that HighLevel just rolled out, okay? So if your computer doesn't look like this and you're like freaking out because there's some extra little updates, you're just going to come to Agency View, come right into Settings, click the Labs button right here, click Sub Account. By the way, this might already be rolled out by the time you're watching. I'm just doing this because I go above and beyond. And you're just going to type in Calendars. And you'll see we have all kinds of other stuff you can add. And if you do Calendar, you'll see too, we have all kinds of different stuff. And all you have to do if you want to activate it is click Activate Features, pick the sub account, and then you're done. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. I'll guide you. This is just in case you're not seeing the updates. But for the most part, if you're watching this, you should see it. And this right here is something we're going to talk about later, which is a scheduling feature that they've also put in, which is completely new to HighLevel, which we'll go over in a sec. That's later in the video. So once you have your times picked and you say, okay, this is when I want to be available, we then move on to these, which is the fine tuning of the meeting. So the first is if you toggle look busy on, this is just going to fill out more slots to make you look like you're more booked up in case you don't want to get too many bookings, and you just put whatever percentage you want in there, or you turn it off. You click recurring meeting. This is if you want the meeting to happen again and again on a set day. You pick the frequency, the times to repeat, and any slots available, or you can force the book, but that's if you want that. Then we have these features. So these are really, really important. So first up, we have meeting interval. This is the time in between booking slots. Again, if you guys ever are wondering, you can click this and read what it has, but you then pick the time, hours or minutes, and you just select exactly what you want. Then we have meeting duration. This is how long your meeting is. Again, minutes, hours. So you pick right there. Minimum scheduling notice. This is the minimum time they can schedule an appointment. So it's basically like, do you want to have them scheduled today or in 3 days? So it gives you a little space period so you're not freaking out on when people are booking. Again, you have a lot of leeway with this because you may want to have in the future. Date range. Okay, this is how far in advance they can go. So do you want them to be able to book an appointment with you in 3 months? Probably not, because plans change, things happen. So you pick what you want there. Again, you put the amount of days and you just click that and you're good to go. Maximum bookings per day. How many bookings do you want to be able to take? Sometimes you only want to take 3. Sometimes you want to have a full day. You just pick exactly what you want right in there, and then you're good to go. Then you have maximum bookings per slot. So this is per user, how many you want to pick. Again, remember we created a user earlier. Then pre-buffer time. This is how much time before you have the meetings, okay? Important if you have a ton jammed together. Then post buffer time, this is like a little extra cushion in case you go over your meeting. So again, pick what you want there, and then from there, you're good to go. And all of this stuff, guys, is just a little more customization on your calendar so you can get that much more in depth and to make sure that everything runs very smoothly. So once you have that all dialed in, we're then going to click save. Then we're going to be brought to this right here. So one of the things you can do is you can actually select a form. In Forms, I have other tutorials on that, but we're going to leave as is because it looks good. This is really important. Pre-populate sticky fields. If you turn this on, what happens is if they've already filled out their info with you and they come back, it will pre-fill out their info. Really handy for getting quick appointments. This can be very good. Consent checkbox, we want that turned on because we want to be fully compliant. Adding guests, this is if they want to add guests. So if they want to add another person in, you'd click that on right there. And then the confirmation page is once they schedule, it's just going to lead them to a page. So you can use this right here, which is good, or you can redirect to another URL, which would be like your custom one. That's up to you. I leave as default. And then you have the Facebook pixel if you're running ads, which you put the ID right in here, and it's going to keep track of your confirmation pages, which is great if you're running ads and all that. Then right here, you can auto confirm new meetings, or you can turn that off. That is up to you. Then we have payment options. So this is really important because this is if you want to collect payments. So if it says this, no payment provider connected, you have to go connect your payment processor, and you can click this right here and it'll guide you right to it. Okay, so that is how you're going to be able to collect payments. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you what it looks like on an account where it is live so you can really walk through it. But first, you're going to have to connect that. But now let me show you what it looks like on a live page. So on a live page, whether it's Square or Stripe or whatever payment processor you have turned on, you'll be able to turn this on. And if you click this toggled on, you'll then be able to pick what you want. So we can come in and we could do 300 or 3,000 is a lot. You can select partial payments. This is if you want like some money up front, okay? Deposit amount in what percent you want, and then you can put in the payment description right here. And again, you can play with all of these, amount, percentage, you can make it live, test, but this gives you functionality to collect money for appointments. Now, here's where it gets a little confusing, and this is just the wizard going above and beyond to kind of help you out. Some people are like, well, wait a minute, I have Stripe connected to the payments, and I'm sending people invoices, but then we have appointment. Like, how does this all work? So when you use a service calendar, which we're going to get into in just a bit, you can plug this in so you can collect all on appointment through the calendar. That makes it way easier as opposed to having to send the invoice and then send the appointment and do all this extra stuff, which, believe it or not, is a lot of you guys. You can bypass that by having this all plugged in. So again, you'd have to come in and actually properly set up your payment processors and have them integrated in HighLevel to get this option. But once you do, you can charge on the calendar. So that's how we do forms and payments. So if you guys have questions on that, drop them in the comments right down below. So then we're going to click save. Then we have notifications and additional options. So when someone books an appointment, it will then notify them through these channels. So send them an email going, hey, you booked an appointment, or in-app SMS or WhatsApp. And to do this, if you see one you like for any of these and you have appointment booked, status confirmed, cancellation, reschedule, reminder, follow-up, for any of these, you can just click this little pencil right here, come right in and just click enable. Come in-app, enable. Come in SMS, enable. WhatsApp, you have to be connected through WhatsApp. I have the videos on that, but you just click enable. Then when someone books your appointment, it's going to send them that reminder. So very important to send out notifications so it works smoothly. And that's very easy. You just pick what you want. And guys, again, if you do not see these, you're like, I don't have SMS and WhatsApp. That is the feature that I talked about in Lab. So make sure you add that if you are more advanced, but it should already be added. This you're going to want to have turned on. This is going to be letting Google and Outlook send their emails too. Trust me, they have higher deliverability than anyone. Leave that. Very important. Then right here, you can assign contacts to respective calendar team members each time an appointment is booked. If you toggle that on, you can also skip. You don't have to have that though. Then you can allow cancellation of meeting, or you cannot if you don't want anyone to cancel if there's payments involved. Then cancellation links, which you can pick right there. So this is basically all to do with notifications and them getting verification that the appointment went through. And it's really great that they added SMS and WhatsApp to here, because before you had to use automations to do that. Now you can do it all in here, which saves us so much time. So now we click save, and we're going to move on to the last part, which is customizations. So right before I go through customizations, I just want to let you know, if you want to learn learn more about high level, master calendars even more, and grow your AI agency, I have an exclusive 30-day free trial link of High Level down below. Not the 14-day, an exclusive 30-day free trial link. And when you sign up with that, okay, not only are you getting 30 days, you are also getting access to $10,000 worth of bonuses for free. Check this out. So first, you'll get access to my entire private community. And in this community, we have trainings on everything. We have tons of snapshots. Okay, we even have premium snapshots. We have white label onboarding videos, sales scripts, AI prompts, trainings and systems on how to get clients. I mean, literally everything you can need. But what's even better is we have 6 live coaching calls you can attend per week for free. No one else does this because these are not just random people doing calls. These are real agency owners that actually have agencies that are doing the thing that we're doing. Like, these aren't just basic people that I've hired to, hey, answer questions. These are real people that can give you real strategy. No one has this, okay? This is why we're in a league of our own. You also can talk to me face-to-face on my Zoom, one-on-one, and you can message me whenever you want and we can chat like that. So you have access to so many different things. And guys, all of this stuff, this group, this community, this training snapshots, all these calls, all of this is free when you sign up with that 30-day free trial link down below. So please, if you are interested, go down below and check it out. I think you're really, really going to like it. So right in here, you can add a calendar cover image. It's just going to go across the top. You don't have to though, but you would just click to upload, pick where you want it from. Then you can pick the style of the widget, which I leave as Neo. It looks better. But then in here, you can tweak the way it looks. So watch this. If we come right here and we click preview widget, this is what your calendar looks like, okay? But if we come here and we go, I want to make this black, okay? We preview widget again, and now it's black. But we go, hey, I want to make this red. We preview widget, and it's red. Now, you would never want that. That looks so bad. But the idea is you can do that if you want. Free will is an interesting thing, but you can put whatever you want. You can also mess with the button text, which is what happens when you go through here and you click and you put in info. It'll say submit meeting or whatever you want. And you just edit all this the way you want it. So that's pretty much it. We're going to reset to default because that looks super bad, but you can edit the customizations the way you want. Once you have it all looking the way you want, all you're going to do is click save. So that's how you build a calendar in depth. Now, here's the thing, okay? Once you build a calendar, like I said before, they're all very similar. So if we come to service booking, you'll see, we'll just do test. I'm just going to show you what this is like. Perfect. We're going to go to advanced settings. It's very similar to what we had before. I mean, you'll see it's like the same thing. It's just a couple small tweaks that you change. It's the same builder though, and that's why I'm showing you this, guys, is that it's very, very similar. Like, I know a lot of people see this and they're like, 6 different types of calendars. This is insane. It's not. They're all very similar. And once you get one, you just make the little tweaks by reading these descriptions below to get the way you want it to get. And by the way, in here is how you edit your calendar. So if we come right in here, we can delete our calendar because we didn't want the test one, and that's how we would delete it. Then we can edit the calendar. If you click this, we can just edit it. You can share the calendar, which is going to give you a link to share it. So if we click this right here, and then we can copy it. We also can get a one-time link if you want it to just expire, or we can take this code right here and put this on anyone's website, not just Go High Level. You can put this on any website, so you can actually use Go High Level calendars anywhere. That's the beauty of this, is you can take this and put this anywhere. It's like Calendly. It's actually better. But all you got to do is copy and paste it in the code, and then you're good to go. And then from there, you can also troubleshoot your calendar, which is going to bring you to a page that looks like this, and you can come through and test things. So that's it. That's how you build the calendars and edit them. Then over here, we're going to have groups. So this is really interesting. This is basically a way to group your calendars. So if we come in and we do group 1, okay, and we'll just do G1, pick the template, widget, we'll do 15 widget, and we click create. What's going to happen is we now can come right in here, we can edit the group, and then we can add the calendars into the group. So once we click this, you'll now see that this group has 2 calendars, and it's just a way to keep everything organized if you have a bunch of calendars. That's all groups is, and that's how you build them, very simply, just like that. So then, once we have all of our calendars dialed in, we then have a service menu. So all the service menu is a place where you can see all of your service calendars. This is what it looks like live. This is for the hair salon. You'll see it's all of the different services you have listed with prices where they can book, and it's just a layout of all the services. That's like a strict service calendar, but that's what the service menu is going to do. And to create these, you just click add new service menu. You're going to put your name in. So we're just going to do test. Okay. Test. I'm just walking you through this because I already have this all set up. Okay. This all looks good. We're going to click save. And then you'll see right in here, when we click services, we would just add any of the services you have. Very simply like that if you have a service calendar. which is that sixth option on the calendars. And you'll just click add service, add service, add service, and then you're good to go. And then you can arrange them. And from there, you're done. It's super simple, guys. Again, it's going to end up looking something like this. You just plug it in and it's a menu for all of your service calendars. So that is all the service menu is. Questions on that, guys, drop them down below. Then we have rooms and equipment. The vast majority of people are probably not going to use this. This is if you have places where you're using certain equipment in rooms. So for example, hair salons, you have chairs, okay? Certain people sit in certain chairs and watch that chair, or they watch two. Very important. So you want to have like, okay, in this room or chair, we have Tegan who's cutting the hair. Then we have Zoe over here who's cutting the hair. Well, in that room, okay, they might have two different chairs, but you don't want people, you know, that were supposed to be in this chair to be in the chair from the other person. No, that sounds kind of confusing, but it's basically a way to organize the flow of operations. This could be for massage tables, a basketball gym, or whatever. It can be any sort of room. And to add these, you just click add new room, name, description, total capacity, and pick the exact calendar you want it added to, and then you're good to go. Equipment is similar. Scissors, hammers, whatever. You just come in, you add new equipment, and this is just to keep everything organized if you have certain tools that have to be used by certain people. But I'll be honest, a lot of you guys will not be using either one of these, okay? Some of you definitely will, but a lot of you guys for basic service businesses, you don't need it. So that's it, guys. That's all the customizations to do with calendars. So you can make them as in-depth as you possibly want. So then we're gonna move up to preferences, okay? When we click preferences, this is just gonna be some basic things to do with your calendars across the board. So when do you want the week to start? You'd pick the exact day you want it on. Then we have services. So these are the service menu, rooms, equipment that we talked about before. If you don't want these to show up, we would just click this. We would click Save Preferences. And then what we do is we come back to calendars and you'll see they're not there. They disappeared. We come back to preferences. We toggle these on. And guys, this is just if you're not going to be using that at all. Some of you guys aren't. So it just cleans everything up. Now you see them. So that's all that's going to do. Then from there, you pick the exact language you want, time zone, and again, week to start on. And when you're done, you just click Save Preferences and it will save exactly the way you want it. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to availability. So this brings on another update with HighLevel, which some of you guys may not know, some of you may, which is schedules. So essentially what a schedule is it's a fixed availability schedule that you can apply to all calendars. So before, what would happen is you would come in, say you had one user that was, you know, connected to a couple different calendars. You'd have to go in and change it on each calendar. Now you can have one schedule that you can add to all the calendars. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments down below on this, because this is a new feature. I know it's confusing some people. So you pick between users, okay, and then you can create schedules by clicking this. And again, let's do new schedule. We create, and you'll see it shows up here. And then here you come in and you just pick the exact hours you want, and then it's going to be that schedule, and then you can apply that to all calendars. Okay, if that's confusing at all, just let me know, because this is going to be something that's going to save you a lot of time in the future, which is just simplifying all of your availability with schedules. Then what we have is we have connections. So this is where you're going to add stuff like Google Calendar, Outlook, iCloud, Calendly, all this stuff through here. Zoom, remember we talked about this earlier? You're going to come right in if you want to connect your Google Calendar, okay, to have it synced up, and you're just going to click connect, and it's going to go through and it's going to connect it for you. That's how it works. And you do this for any of these, and this is how you're going to get that proper syncing into your meetings. So like if you have a meeting where you're always doing Zoom calls or Google Meets, when you connect these, it will create a new meeting ID every time. Super handy. And that works when you connect these with your calendar. So all you got to do when you want these is click connect. It's going to take you to your Gmail. I'm not going to go through it because it literally is like totally private info. But you just click it and follow the exact steps to get your calendar plugged in. And from there, you're good to go. Then we come to video conferencing, okay? This is the Zoom, the meetings we talked about. It was just right before, but they have a little tab for it. And then Google Organic Booking is if you're running ads and doing extra stuff like that. And then up here, you pick the staff who you want to connect it to. So if we're doing Declan the Wizard, we come in here and we might want to connect my Google Calendar. Ooh, I got it connected. But now we want to connect Greg. So they're different. It's connecting for each user because you don't want to connect the same Zoom meeting for the same person on the same account. It doesn't really work that way. So you pick exactly the staff you want, and then you would just connect as is. And then from there, you're good to go, and your calendar inside of HighLevel is fully set up. So that's how you create calendars and everything to do with calendars. Now we got two more parts before we wrap this up, which is one is going back to calendars and being brought to this view. So now you see in here, you go, oh, wow, look at this. This is my calendar. This is like the calendar that we talked about. You're going to see all your appointments right in here. Then you have appointment list view, okay, which is going to show you all all of the appointments lined up so you can see what's going on there. Then if we come into calendar view, you can always click new and you can manually add appointments in right here. So this is a way to do it on the fly. If you're in there, you're like, oh crap, I got to quickly add something. This is where you do it. You come through, you put the name, the title, the team member, the time, book appointment, and it will pop up right in here. So if you want to see what it looks like, I'll show you. So if we come right in here, we click this, we do test, and we click default wizard, and we come and click book appointment. We're going to decline the wizard. We're going to book appointment. We're going to come back out, and right there, we click it, and you now see the appointment right there, our test. And you can click the appointment and edit it as is. So again, this is where you're going to see all of your appointment info. It's all right through here. And again, you can click it and edit and do whatever you want. Clicking calendar settings is where you build the calendars. A lot of people get this really fuzzy. So that's where you see it. And if we come to appointment list view, you'll see right there. Appointment list view is just going to have all of your appointments lined up so you don't have to be like looking through and checking it out. So now that you understand everything to do with calendars on desktop and you're like, okay, I'm now a GoHighLevel Calendar Pro, we have one last part, which is going over calendars on the GoHighLevel mobile app, which has also recently been updated. So let's check it out. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come to your app store, whether you're on iOS or Android, and you're going to want to look up Lead Connector. If you don't already have that, you want to download it and log in with the same login information that you have on your regular account. So we're going to click open, and then you're going to be brought to a page that looks just like this. So we're not going to be going over the in-depth app tutorial. We're just going to be going over the calendars part in here because I have other videos on this. But there has been an update if you haven't seen it and it's in labs. You should have it at the time of this video, but if you don't, you know where to see it because I talked about it earlier in the video. But we're going to come to calendar and it's going to show you a bunch of different stuff you can do. So first things first, if you want to quickly add an appointment on the spot in your calendar, like ASAP, you would click this little plus button, click schedule appointment, click the exact contact you want, and go through all of this and book the appointment. Okay, putting in the time zone, the date, put everything you want, and then click save. And it's going to take you through to a book the appointment. You can say appointment scheduled, and it'll be very simply just like that. And it's going to take you through it. Now, we have a couple different views we can look at on the mobile app. We have the monthly view. Okay, so if we come right here, you're going to see any sort of appointment that's been confirmed right there. You can just click around the days to see what days have what. Again, you can click the appointment to tweak it and edit it by clicking the pencil up there. But then what we have too is we have the weekly view, which is pretty cool, which we come into weekly, and it's going to show you everything we have in the week. And it's going to show you the appointments at what time, when. Super handy, guys, for really getting that like visual cue on. And then we come down here and we have list view, and this is just going to show you all the appointments you have booked just like that. And then very simply, if we click up here, Greg's Plumbing Pros, we click that, you can select the exact sub account you want to if you haven't been able to find that. But that's how you use the calendars on the app. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and it looks clean, it looks good, and it's very easy to use. So again, if you guys have any questions on this side of the mobile app, let me know, because this is how you're going to use calendars in the app. And what's really good is that if you have a client, okay, that wants to constantly be looking at their appointments, you know, chatting, doing all this stuff, I recommend you get this Lead Connector app so they can see it and be like, oh, got an appointment. Because think about it this way, the more times they're getting notified of appointments through here and they can see, the better your services are doing, which makes them look better, which makes you look better, which often helps them pay you longer. So we just want to think about it the right way. So that's it, guys. That's how the calendars work on the GoHighLevel mobile app. Thank you guys so much for watching this in-depth GoHighLevel calendar tutorial. I hope you got a lot of value from it. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. I will answer personally, okay? And if you want to learn more about high-level calendars and growing an AI agency and all that amazing stuff, click the 30-day free trial link down below. Get set up. I'm telling you guys, I think you're really going to love it. You can try it risk-free, and no one has the amount of bonuses we have. If you don't believe me, click the link and you'll see testimonials and case studies. What we do in this group is unseen. We give away so much value free, you almost can't not win. I mean, if you're really lazy, you're not going to, but if you're willing to put in the effort, amazing things can happen. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and check out that link right down below.